Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Chris Zaremba and welcome to this second in the series of nutrition videos. The first one talks about the calculation of how many calories, how much energy you need and how you're going to distribute that energy in terms of input throughout the day. In this one I'm going to look at particular food examples relating to myself into what choices I normally make on an ideal day. So I'm going to go through an ideal day's nutrition for me. If you've seen the first video, you'll know that I'm trying to get 2,250 calories, 2250 calories, broken down on a 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat basis. That's 40-40-20 percentage on, not on the weight of the food, but in terms of the calories from the various from those macronutrients. So that's what I'm looking to achieve, 40-40-20 breakdown of 2250 calories in total. That works out in fact to 225 grams of protein over the course of the day, 225 grams of carbs over the course of the day, and 50 grams of fat. If you want to work out how I got those numbers, if you want to understand how I got those numbers, look at the first video on the series or look at my website on the nutrition tab, fitnessover50.co.uk. Nutrition tab, the first option there will give you lots and lots of explanation as to the maths behind those numbers. So let's look at a typical day's nutrition for me and what I normally have and how I go to achieving something close to those targets. Well, the first thing to say is all the way through the day I have lots of water. I don't count that as nutrition, there's no calories in it, there's no energy in it, but it's very, very good for the body. So I'm not going to mention when I have water, and equally I'm not going to mention when I have coffee. I'm a bit of a caffeineaholic, so I have black coffee regularly throughout the day. Never any milk, never any sugar, so it's pretty much 0 calories all the way through the day. So I won't particularly mention that either, except in this first instance, because the first thing I have to eat every day, or first thing I have to consume I should say, it's either a black coffee or a fat burner. And that fat burner is usually either Ripped, a great thermogenic fat burner from True Performance Nutrition, and Berserk, or indeed the Berserk product itself, again from the same source. So it's Ripped or it's a black coffee. I don't have both, but I have them. I have one or the other first thing in the morning, about 6 o'clock, before I do my daily cardio, and that's before I've eaten anything, before I've had any calories for the day. Then I get back from the gym, having done my cardio, do my abs at the same time, come back from the gym and have my first calories of the day about 8 in the morning. That's when I have my breakfast, and my breakfast is what I call a power breakfast of oats, nuts, berries, some cinnamon on top, which acts as a little bit of a thermogenic as well, and also 1 scoop of protein powder, which ends up as a drink, and I also pour some of the protein powder or protein drink onto the oats as well. My favourite brand at the moment is Nutri-Strength. I've got 3 of their different flavours here. I tend to go for the chocolate in the morning because when I've poured the little bit of shake onto the oats, it makes the oats a delicious chocolatey flavour. Nutri-Strength's a great brand, very, very low in sugar, very high quality whey protein isolates. Strongly recommend Nutri-Strength. But of course you probably have your own favourite brand as well. But for me at the moment it's Nutri-Strength because of the quality of the ingredients, because the isolate is so very low in sugar and non-protein ingredients, very, very highly bioavailable. And that breakfast, it's a big breakfast, big power breakfast, 535 calories, and it's very carb heavy as well. So it's 71 grams of carbs. It's easily the biggest chunk of carbs I have during the day. 71 grams of carbs in that, and 35 grams of protein, and about 14 grams of fats in there. And that fat, a lot of it comes from the nuts and the seeds. Right, moving to the meal 2 of the day. Meal 2 for me is my mid-morning snack, which is usually, or can be, a salmon omelette. And I'll make my salmon omelette with 3 whole eggs and some salmon. In this case I'm looking at about 30 grams of salmon. Now I know some people don't like too much of the fat in whole eggs, so if I want to watch the amount of fat I'm having, then I usually only have 1 whole egg and 2 just the egg whites, or I might buy the product from 2 Chicks, which is actually pre-prepared egg whites as well. So if you're worried about the fat, I wouldn't be, 3 eggs is fine for me, but if you're worried about the fat in eggs, then just have 1 whole egg and 2 egg whites only. So for me this is the 3 eggs, complete eggs, plus 30 grams of salmon, total of 268 calories. So not much, they're about half the size of breakfast, which is kind of what I want. 268 calories, of which 26 grams is protein, very high protein. No carbs in there at all, well 1 gram I think more or less, and 17 grams of fat, a lot of fat in there. It's probably my fattest meal of the day, so definitely the fattiest content meal of the day. So that's meal 2, which is my mid-morning snack. Let's fast forward 3 hours to lunchtime. So lunchtime to me for me is typically about 2 p.m, a bit later than most people's lunch, I guess. And for lunch today, I'm going to have a chicken-based lunch, which is not at all unusual for me. I'm going to have 6 ounces, 170 grams of chicken breast, have some rice with it, and some healthy vegetables as well. I've got some mixed vegetables here. I've got chucked together some broccoli, some carrots, some courgettes, and some beans. About 160 grams of vegetables in that together. And that lot comes to 480 calories. So I'm going to grill the chicken breast, obviously, and I can steam the veg, or I could microwave the veg if I felt like it, and obviously going to boil the rice. As I say, it comes to 480 calories, of which 58 are protein, 40 are carbs, and 7 are fat. So that's my lunchtime meal. Perfect. That keeps me, that amount of protein, that amount of chicken, keeps me going all the way through to my mid-afternoon snack. And my mid-afternoon snack is a bit of a treat for me, actually. Mid-afternoon snack is a very, very easy protein bar. It's what I would normally have, not just a mid-afternoon snack, but if I ever have a crisis on food, if I ever want to have more food than actually I'm allowed, if a day is getting really bad and I want to grab something in addition to what I have, I'll normally grab one of these protein type bars. There's lots of different manufacturers. Here are 4. The one that I like particularly at the moment, from Grenade, called the Carb Killer Bar. This is their white chocolate variant, which is absolutely gorgeous. Although most often I probably have the CNP XS bar. Quest bars are great as well, and there are a few others that I dip in and out of as well. But they all have between about 190 and 250 calories. They're all very high in protein, very, very low in sugars. They usually have other types of carbs, usually have some sweetener in there, usually some xylitol in there as a sweetener, or some sugar alcohols in there as well. But nothing that causes me any worries about what's in there, and they're pretty average in fat. But high protein, low sugar, and I could use any one of these 4 bars, plus a few more I've got lurking at the back of the cupboard somewhere. So that's my mid-afternoon snack. It's usually about 200 to 250 calories. In this case, the calories I'm using for my calculation today are from the CNP XS bar, and that's 240 calories, including 30 grams of protein, which is a huge amount of protein for 240 calories, 20 grams of fat, but very little sugar within that. Sorry, 20 grams of carbs, 20 grams of carbs, but very little sugar within that, and 5 grams of fat. That takes me now to meal 5, my dinner, which I'll have 3 hours later, so this is now about 8 p.m. And dinner today is going to be another poultry-based concoction. Going to have turkey stir fry with turkey mince. So here's some very low 2% fat turkey mince, very, very good stuff. I'm going to have 200 grams of that, which is about 40% of this packet. Plus I'm going to have some stir-fry veg, 130 grams of stir-fry veg, which I'm going to cheat and just buy the packets from the supermarket. I'm going to have some sweet potato, 130 grams also of sweet potato. Get some carbs in there, not too many carbs late at night. And to green it up a little bit, going to have some mixed veg, some cucumber and some spinach. Love spinach, put spinach on lots and lots of things. It's very easy to do. So the key ingredient in that is, of course, the turkey mince, 200 grams of that, very low in fat, and that's what drives the protein up. So the overall calories on that particular meal, 430, including 52 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and 7 grams of fat. And it's a perfect meal to end the day with. Notice how the carbs have come down now for the end of the day. So that's my final meal for the day. That's 5 meals: breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, mid-afternoon snack and dinner. One more thing still to come. So that little lot comes to around about 2,000 calories. I want to get 2250 calories in the day. So where do I get my the last 250? Well, that's my post-workout meal. So I have an extra meal input sometime during the day, immediately after my biggest weight training session of the day. If I have more than one weights, then I tend to just do this for the one most important, most significant weight training session of the day. And the post-workout meal is a small protein shake, and it's back to my favourite brand at the moment, NutriStrength. I'll probably go for strawberry at this time, but sometimes chocolate. Rarely go for banana this time because I'm going to have bananas to go with it, and there's just so much banana flavour you can have. 2 scoops of the shake mixed with water. I don't bother mixing it with milk, certainly don't mix it with orange juice like some people do. I want some fast sugars because having done a big workout, muscles are crying out for a refeed. They're undernourished. It's great. They love getting the carbs into them at that particular time. So I'll go for 2 scoops of shake. As I say, usually this NutriStrength brand that I like at the moment. Very good quality whey protein isolate, plus a banana, and that together comes to just over 300 calories. So put all together those 5 meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, mid-morning snack, mid-afternoon snack, and the protein shake. And what do I get for the day? Well, the total that I calculate to be is 2260 calories, which is pretty damn close to my 2250 target. And looking at the macronutrient breakdown, I wanted 225 grams of carbs, 225 grams of protein, and 50 grams of fat. Well, on the protein front I exceeded it, which is kind of okay. I don't mind going over on the protein at all. So in fact, rather than 225 grams of protein, I've actually got 248 in what I'm planning to eat today. And on the carb front, I was planning to eat 225 grams of carbs as well. When I look at that, I've worked out I've actually got 204 grams of carbs. So I'm a bit shy on the carb front. So I'm a bit under on carbs and a bit over on protein. And I'm very happy to do that, very happy to be that way around as well. But they're not too far off the 40-40. Fat was spot on, exactly 50 grams of fat, which is exactly what I wanted to have today. So that's my day's nutrition today. It's not always as ideal as that. In fact, rarely do I have a day that's quite as angelic as what I'm planning to eat today. The key to make any of this work, by the way, is planning. Is you plan what you're going to eat at the start of each day. Start thinking your 5 meals, your post-workout meal, or whatever you're going to have. Get some timings in, try and get them spread over the 12 hours. Work out your calories, work out your macronutrient grams in advance, first thing of the day, so you know what you're going to do. If you've got going out in the evening, if you're going to see friends, going down the pub, wine bar, going to start drinking, that's fine. I do it all the time, far too often, in fact. But what I do is I adjust my calories earlier on during the day. If I'm going to have a highly calorific couple of pints in the evening, that's going to generate me an extra 340 calories, maybe 360 calories, all carbs. Then I'm going to adjust my calories earlier in the day. And of course I can also bring in the alcohol factor if I'm having very, very alcoholic beer as well. Or I tend not to go too strong these days anyway. But it's all key to get that planning right. So that's it, that's my typical day's nutrition. Keep a lookout for other videos from in this series. All of the numbers, by the way, everything I've referred to today is all on my website. Take a look at fitnessover50.co.uk. On the nutrition tab, there'll be all sorts of information relating to how all those numbers make up. So for every one of those meals, I've broken down all the different components. So for the breakfast, I've talked about the individual items of the berries and of the nuts and so on, showing the macronutrient grams from each of those. So if you really want to go into that in depth, have a look on there. And remember to look at the first video of this series if you want to see how I came up with the idea of 2250 calories in the first place, and where I came up with the idea of the 40-40-20 macronutrient split by percentage. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Any comments, please send me an email. It's chris@fitnessover50.co.uk, and I hope you enjoy other videos in the series.